how to be an environmentalist. Hey everybody, my name is Tyler Lloyd and this is my YouTube channel all about living a happier, healthier, more sustainable life. And whether you are a budding environmentalist or well-seasoned veteran of the environmental movement, I think you will benefit from this quick video about how to be an environmentalist. Let's just start off by defining what it means to be an environmentalist. And for that, like most people, I'm gonna go to Wikipedia and see what they have to say. An environmentalist is a person who is concerned with and or advocates for the protection of the environment. Environmentalists can be considered a supporter of the goals of the environmental movement. Now that definition doesn't do a whole lot for me. When I think about being an environmentalist, it's about making choices that are in line with the environment, trying to reduce one's impact and harm on the environment, usually around consumerist choices. And a lot of that is related to sustainable living, so maybe we'll find a better definition in sustainable living. Sustainable living describes a lifestyle that attempts to reduce an individual's or society's use of the Earth's natural resources and one's personal resources. When a lot of people think about how to be an environmentalist, it's probably closer to this definition for sustainable living. But what exactly does that even mean? What areas of life are we trying to reduce our harm and impact? Well, I like to think of it in a few different ways, in a few different categories, and here they are. The very first one would be transportation, how we get from place to place. I live in Washington, D.C., so I get around on foot, by the metro, bus. Don't own a car because I don't need a car. I make those choices based on both where I live, but what makes sense for me in identifying as an environmentalist. The next area would be our homes. First, you have the square footage of the home. Bigger homes are going to take more energy and more resources. But then all of the stuff that we fill our homes with. A larger home, you're probably going to fill it with more stuff, but you can cram a whole lot of stuff into a small house as well. And then where's that stuff coming from? What's it made of? What's the impact on the environment? And are you constantly replacing things that don't need to be replaced? And then there's the packaging that all of that stuff comes in. Those Amazon boxes landing on your front doorstep have an environmental impact. And then speaking of packaging, we've got food packaging. And as you think about food, what is the packaging that it's coming in? Could you reduce that packaging? And then what is that food itself? How is that food grown, processed, transported? So a lot of people think of organic food when they start getting interested into being more environmentally conscious, but also local food and reducing the transport distance that food has to travel to you. And not wasting any of that food, because food waste when tossed in a landfill is creating methane gas. So trying not to waste to begin with, and then any food scraps you have, maybe trying to compost it. Moving on from food, there are the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. A lot of focus gets put on recycle as far as environmentalism, but recycle is probably the least effective of those 3 R's. Reduce is there in the front for a reason. The more that you can reduce the waste that you create to begin with, the better. Because while recycling is great, there still is an energy cost associated with that recycling. Then there's energy. Energy is definitely a complex subject that deserves a lot of attention, but is woven into all of our choices throughout our life. And then the last thing that sometimes comes up on lists of sustainable choices are our reproductive choices. This is a contentious topic and not one that I'm going to devote much energy to right now in this video, but I definitely will make a future video or videos on it to give it the attention that it deserves. I quickly went through a whole bunch of areas, and there's definitely a spectrum. You don't have to dive right in. You can build upon your choices as you grow into being an environmentalist if that's what interests you. And that's the thing. People need to be interested in living a more environmentally conscious life if they're going to pursue it. Now, you might think that that goes without saying, but I see a lot of people using shaming or some sort of coercion, trying to guilt people in to living a more sustainable life. And I don't think that that's going to work. It's probably going to backfire. There are definitely better ways. And everybody is in a different place. You know, we all have different priorities, different needs. So everybody's environmental path is not going to look the same. Right now, I'm sitting in a car at a rest area. We're on our way to Kentucky. We rented this car because, as I said, we don't own one. And there's no other way to easily get to Kentucky. Yes, we could fly, but we're going to have a little bit of an extended stay. We had some more stuff that we were bringing with us, and there is no train to Kentucky, unfortunately. And even more than people shaming other people with environmentalism is sort of infighting within the environmental community, trying to one-up one another, trying to prove that that someone is more environmentally conscious, is more zero waste, has a smaller, footprint. And I don't think that that is helpful either. I think we should work together to try to improve the world around us without trying to one-up one another and trying to shame people. At least that's my take on environmentalism, and I hope you've enjoyed this video about how to be an environmentalist. Subscribe for more videos on how to live a happier, healthier, more sustainable life, and I'll dive into each one of these topics a whole lot more. Until next time, my name is Tyler Lloyd, and I wish you the best. See ya.